President Trump now breaking his silence on the cancellation of Roseanne Barr's show after she went on what she says is an Ambien-infused racist tweet storm. Trump tweeting just moments ago this. Bob Iger of ABC called Valerie Jarrett to let her know that, quote, ABC does not tolerate comments like those made by Roseanne Barr. Gee, says the president, he never called President Donald J. Trump to apologize for the horrible statements made and said about me on ABC. Maybe I just didn't get the call. Yeah. Joining me right now, Chris Cillizza, CNN politics reporter and editor-at-large, Nichelle Turner, CNN contributor and host of Entertainment Tonight on CBS. Chris, what should we make of Donald Trump's first initial response after so many people have said, where is the president on this? This is where he is.
Me. That's where he is. I mean, it's not different than most things. Let's remember this is a president who, in a Memorial Day tweet, made it about his ability to lower the unemployment rate. So we shouldn't be terribly surprised. I would have predicted that Donald Trump would go after the so-called fake news media in a tweet, but he went in what is a sort of traditional direction for him, which is to make it about himself. Now, I'm not totally sure, Kate, what he's referring to in terms of his being attacked on ABC. Always hold open the possibility with Donald Trump that the attacks don't exist. They might, but they also might not. But this is Donald Trump making about him. Remember, he has a persecution complex. He has a victim complex. He views himself always as on the outside looking in while elites laugh at him not being allowed in. This is more of the same.
But, Nichelle, why on earth here would the president want to make this about him?
Lord, if I had the answer to that, Kate, I could retire right now.
You wouldn't even be on TV with me.
Right, that's a $64 million question. I mean, I think that, like Chris said, a lot of things come back to him when he's talking about them, and I think that he does feel like that he's been maligned in several instances on ABC. I mean, listen, if we're being honest, there are some shows, the Ladies of the View, that roundtable, they go in on a daily basis on him, and I think, lately people have been bringing up Keith Olbermann, who was on ESPN, which is, Disney owned, and he is not a fan of the president. So that's probably what he's right. That's probably what he's talking about. But I also think, one of Roseanne's last tweets and on her tweet tirade today was, I feel bad for the president because he has to go through this every day. So who knows? He could be drawing from that and saying, well, Roseanne said that she feels bad for me. I'm treated badly. So there you go.
Nichelle, is this going to be in any way a satisfying initial response from the President of the United States on, I'm sure, and I hope folks were able to see, Charles Blow laid out in a way that only he can, that this was way more than a tweet.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I mean, it's emblematic of what we're dealing with in this country right now. The problem of race in America is more pervasive than I think it's been in a very long time. And you were talking about the fact, I wasn't in the room with you and Charles, but you were talking about how you could see the pain on his face. I could hear it when I was listening to that. I know it, I feel it, I felt it, I live it. I am a person of color in this country, and just because I'm on television does not mean that I'm, away from what happens every day in life. I've had these instances myself, so I get it. And it is a problem. It is something that we do have to address, the normalization of racism and issues with race in this country. It's really a problem, and I think we've seen it play out just with people, when I've been looking at Twitter, coming to Roseanne's defense. I was surprised at how many people were coming to her defense and saying, we stand with you, we support you, oh, you were just joking. That was not a joke. Not a joke in any way, shape, or form, and she knows it.
Chris, in a raw political sense, was this Donald Trump somehow threading some strange needle of not saying a lot of words but not passing judgment on Roseanne Barr?
It's an interesting thing. So there's roughly a 0% chance Donald Trump was going to condemn Roseanne Barr. So we had that sort of off the table, just not It's not what he does. That's not what he does. So, given our options there, which is to fully defend her or do something else, this is in the something else category. This is sort of using that situation in which her show was canceled by Bob Iger, the head of ABC, to talk about himself. Is it the sort of moral leadership that past presidents have at least sought to exhibit? Not always successfully, but sought to exhibit? No. I mean, but after Charlottesville, after Roy Moore, after Rob Porter, I don't think that we should be surprised that this president is not someone who views that office as a place to exhibit moral leadership and do things for the we rather than the me.
Well, let's just let me read you the tweet again. Let's just make sure everyone gets the tweet, because this is, a lot of folks have been waiting to see what the president would say about this in this moment. And here's what the president says. Bob Iger of ABC called Valerie Jarrett to let her know that ABC does not tolerate comments like those made by Roseanne Barr. Gee, he never called President Donald J. Trump to apologize for the horrible statements made and said about me on ABC. Maybe I just didn't get the call. And to think Sarah Sanders said last night that he was too busy to talk about this or think about this because he was focused on North Korea. Not so busy this morning.
He just referred to himself in the third person, right?
That is the least surprising thing.
That's
of this
the
entire
most
tweet.
Yeah, the most predictable thing.
Michelle Turner,
Michelle
Turner, let Kate Baldwin tell you right now.
Yeah.
Stay close to your Twitters. Thanks, guys.
Chris Cillizza
I appreciate
approves.
it. Chris Cillizza, stamp of approval.
Goodness.
Thank you.